Hello everyone, welcome to another how to build video. This is how to build Roxy from the Jobless Reincarnated collaboration. So first, of course, we're going to look at her cards, which is a normal... Unfortunately, it's the old, deplete old gauge card, which is kind of sad, but it's not the worst. You know, it could have been much worse. It could have been the AoE one. But her other card is an AoE Pierce card, which I think the last time we saw that, like this card itself in particular, was probably... I don't actually know who, but Rugal and Blue Demon Valley were the last two real meta characters to have that card. And of course, then you have her ultimate, which is a very unique ultimate, actually one of a kind. Decreases all stats except basic stats by 30% for 2 turns and inflicts damage equal to 450% of attack with all enemies. At 6/6, it lowers their substats by 160% and a 700% multiplier, which is actually pretty powerful. We'll play it here, we'll go over the substats. So her substats, 80% pierce rate, which is pretty good because she's a pierce rate character, 60% resistance, 5 regeneration, 70% crit chance, 180% crit damage, 65% crit resistance, 70% crit defense, 100% recovery rate, and 5% lifesteal. So her lifesteal is on, of course, the lower side, but she has more crit damage than Rudius and the same crit chance, and a little bit less crit chance as Ghislaine, who has the highest of both. Onto her passive. So her passive is, applies a barrier equal to 200% of the hero's initial attack on unknown race allies at the start of battle. Then applies the same barrier on unknown race allies at the start of the ally's turn. This happens every turn. Any ally who still has the shield or the barrier at the start of their next turn gets 20% attack related stats for 1 turn. Unfortunately, the shield itself is a blue shield, so of course, Festival of Sterosis Commander can get rid of it, Rimuru can devour it, and as well as you've got the problem of the buff itself, the attack related stats buff, is also just a normal blue buff, so of course it can be removed, which is slightly sad. Moving on to her Relic, which decreases damage taken by allies who have the hero shield, so when they have her shield up by 20%, which is actually not too bad. Her links, once again, are Merlin, which is 20% crit chance, and OG King, which is 20% pierce rate. So, of course, probably for her, you'd probably want... I'd say you probably want the pierce rate, because she's probably not going to crit, so the pierce rate is probably the best way to go. For her, gear-wise, definitely attack defense. So you want to have that really high attack, but you also want you also want that tankiness as well to ensure that she's able to proc the 20% attack related stats. So instead of having 20% crit damage, you just have the 20% extra defense, and then you hope that you get the buff for 20% attack related stats to make up for the 20% crit damage you'd be losing. But of course, you definitely want to run attack defense. You don't want to be running HP defense, having the shield be weaker, and of course, because it's based off basic stats, like the initial stats, going into a full unknown team is not going to buff it even more. Of course, if you do have like Shuna, who decreases damage taken by unknowns by 20%. You want a Nash in the back, which gives you the defense buff as well. Of course, there are other ways to ensure that her shield does stay up, but definitely attack defense is the way to go. Or one of my friends who's a whale is running HP defense on her, but of course, he always wants to go first with CC, because that's just him. But now we're going to move on to outfits, so back in a sec. Okay, so now we're on to her outfits. So here you have this one, which is okay. It's cool. I like the ice staff on it. It's kind of nice, like an Ice Queen vibe. Onto this next one, which is meant to be like a more... I don't know. It reminds me of the Jenna and the other woman, Zaneri. It reminds me of like their sort of vibe. That's the sort of vibe I'm getting out of them. Once again, high pierce rate, high crit damage, and good lifesteal as well. And moving on to the diamond outfit, which is actually kind of cool. If I was to get her, I would definitely get the outfit, of course. If I do a rotation, I pull Ghislaine and Roxy, I will be, of course, buying both these 60 diamond outfits, just so I have them with the character. Overall, she doesn't seem like a bad character. She could have a place in the meta. The best thing about her being an unknown is that unknowns have quite a large group of characters they can be used with, and future collaboration characters, and, you've got Ragnarok, you've got this, the Catastrophes, you've got all of these unique characters they're going to be adding that, of course, unknowns will benefit from. So in the future, she may have a place in the meta, which would be pretty nice. It's always nice to see collaboration characters have at least a little bit of like time in the meta, even if it is just like Philo, where she had a little bit of time in the meta, but she was known for fully one-shotting teams. And even nowadays, if you don't versus a Goddess team, you can pretty much still one-shot as her passive is her passive and her relic make her very broke. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.